So we're going to start off with Bernardo Silva because he's being linked with a move to Real Madrid. And when I saw this report, the first thing that came to my mind was, this is nonsense. There's no way this is true. But when I think about it, it actually does make sense. If you think about how Luka Modric will be leaving at the end of the season, if you think about how Toni Kroos is not getting any younger, he probably only has one more year left at the club. And with Bernardo Silva's contract expiring in 12 months, I think this is a deal that Madrid can get done. And it's no secret that Bernardo wants to leave Man City. I mean, he's been trying to go to Barcelona for like the last 3 to 4 seasons. It seems like he's wanting to leave. But are Barcelona going to be able to afford him? I have no idea. But I'm telling you this right now. I would take him at Real Madrid for sure. I think he can come in and he can replace Luka Modric. And we don't really have any creative midfielders, right? Unless you want to count Brahim Diaz and Arda Güler, but they're more so rotational pieces at the moment. They're not in the starting 11. But if you want to talk about a guy that can start for us, that's Bernardo Silva. Now, the reason why I'm hesitant about this deal is because midfield is our strongest position in our entire squad. Like, we don't need to be spending money on more midfielders. We need a striker. We probably need a center back. And then maybe you could look at the midfield. But there's just other positions that we need before going there. I think this would be a good deal, though, because of his contract expiring in 12 months. You guys already know when a player's deal is running down like that, you can get them for a very good price, because I doubt City are going to want to lose him for nothing. So now you can possibly sign Bernardo Silva for like 30, maybe 40 M's. And that should be enough to get the deal done. And I definitely think he'd want to join Real Madrid as well, because we are the biggest club in the world. He gets to go to Spain, right? And in Spain, you guys already know, compared to England, the weather, the food, the quality of life, it's a major upgrade. And I think he would cook at Madrid as well. Now, I don't know how you fit him into the squad, right? I don't know what formation you switch to, because as I said, the midfield options, it's stacked. But Bernardo would be a fantastic signing for Real Madrid, for sure. And he'd also come in with some experience. And I think he'd be 30 at the start of next season, which is a bit older than what Madrid usually go for in terms of, I think now what we're trying to do is build a team full of young players that can grow into world class. But when an opportunity on the market pops up, like what Bernardo Silva is right now at Man City, you have to go do that deal. And I rate Bernardo Silva very highly. He always turns up versus us. Lord, do I know. And he's a baller. I think he's very underrated. He's like one of those guys who can play until they're 35, 36, and be at a high level, because his game isn't predicated on his physicalness. He doesn't rely on goals and assists. No, he's just a complete footballer. He can play as a 10. He can play as an 8. You can put him on the wing, and he'll do a job. And I would sign him. If he is interested in coming, and if we really are looking to replace Luka Modric, then I think Bernardo Silva would be an excellent signing, especially with the price that you can probably get him at. I don't know if City are going to want to let him leave, but if he's not signing a new contract, you don't want to lose these players for nothing. It's bad business. So Bernardo Silva to Real Madrid, I say yes, if it's up to me. I don't know how Florentino Perez might view it. He may be looking at younger players, but I don't want a team full of just young guys. I need a team that has players with some experience as well, because it's always healthy to have a mix. You don't want too much of anything, right? You want a good balance. And I think Bernardo Silva at 30 years old, I know people try to make it seem like once you're an athlete at 30, you're going to just die and you're past your prime and you just got to retire. But no, Bernardo Silva has football IQ. He has great tech. And I think he can play at a high level for at least another 4 to 5 years. And I would take him at Real Madrid. I don't want him going to Barcelona, because I think he automatically would step into that squad and be their best midfielder. And I think I said the same thing about Gundo, but he's fallen off a cliff at Barcelona. I don't think that would be the case with Bernardo Silva. The guy can do anything. The only thing that he can't do is defend at a high level. But that's because that's not the kind of player that he is. I'm talking about anything that you would need from an 8 or a 10 or wingers, he can do. He can hold the ball up. He can link play. He can beat a man. And he's pivotal to how Pep wants to play. So I don't think Guardiola's going to want to let him leave, but you might not have a choice. And him at Real Madrid would be a good fit, but it's just who do you drop to put him into the team? Like, do you drop Jude? Do you drop Valverde? Or do you use him as more of a rotational piece? I would like for Bernardo to come in and be a rotational player, right? Like, you're not going to start every game, but you will start some games, if that makes sense. But I don't know if you want to accept that role, especially if Barcelona can make him an offer and they're saying, yo, you can start full time. But if Barca are so broke, then how could they even afford to get that kind of deal done then, right? Who knows? But I think a lot of clubs this summer will come in for Bernardo Silva. I just don't think it will be Real Madrid. I think you're going to be looking at us, Barcelona, PSG, Bayern Munich, Manchester United, Arsenal, Chelsea. I think every elite club in world football should be reaching out to Bernardo Silva's agent and saying, do you want to leave? Like, would you want to join us? Because, yeah, that contract, like 12 months left, bro, it's tricky. But I think he ends up leaving this summer. I think that he will leave because I think he would have signed a new contract by now. And I know I brought up Manchester United, Arsenal, Chelsea. No, I don't think he's going to go there. I think he wants to leave England, period. I can't see him leaving Man City to then stay in the same league. That doesn't really make any sense. So I think he will be in another big club, not in England, but it just is a matter of what's the best fit for him. I don't know if that best fit is at Madrid, even though I think that he would cook here. But if he could accept rotating and not starting week in, week out, yo, you do this deal. Florentino Perez, you got to tap in, though. See if he's interested in even joining. Now,